Welcome to Virtual Play live game development streaming. We're a small indie game company in the Netherlands, making a lot of applied games, but also working on our own entertainment games. We have big plans, including a lot of new technologies and very cool new gameplay ideas. For this stream, we'll be showing the entire process of building our new game Hatchball, which is not really technically innovative, but a mashup of pinball and collecting and caring for cute creatures. My name is Stephan, and I've been programming and making games for over 30 years. When I was very young, I already had two big passions, music and computers. So I'm basically a self-taught programmer from a time before the internet and tutorials, and just studied computer science and artificial intelligence years later. Let's get started. Good weekend, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. I hope you're having a nice weekend, and welcome back to another stream of Hatchball development. Last time I did some rollover interaction. I started building a status UI and showed everyone, hopefully, a little bit how to do a singleton. Today I'm expecting to do some more UI, and I'm just going to continue with ball spawning and build the kickers and just see how far we get. Right. Let's just get into it right away. I have preloaded the project today, so can dive in right away. That's the weekend for you. Let's see, where are we at? We got this layers thing working. We got drop targets. We've got rollovers. The rollover actually they work. They go on and off, and they can be cycled. Then we have flippers that work. So yeah, let's just do a little bit more. I said I was going to add fonts, and I just now realized that funny thing. I did not look them up, but I think I have got them in an old project, so that's actually what I'm gonna do now. Yes, here we go. We got two fonts, the Aubrey font and the Overlock font. I'll just show them on Google Fonts. There's Google Fonts, fonts.google.com. All right, here we go. And I'm going to say, I'm going to look into these fonts. Aubrey, that's going to be our main fun font, so for titles and stuff. So that I can just do it like this. I'll download it. It'll become a zip, which I can open. Oh, let's not show that. Right, there we go with the Aubrey font, and then also the other font I said I was going to use is Overlock. Overlock, this one. So it's also a bit fun font, but this one is really nice for small readability. So I'm gonna download the entire family of this as well, and just get those fonts. So we've got two fonts here, Aubrey and Overlock. Here they are with their license, and let's see what we do with that. We just make a folder called fonts, and then we just put them in there. I keep the OFL text file, so I have the open font license for it's just the same thing for every font, except that this one has the copyright for Overlock. So I can later add these That's OFL for Aubrey. I can later on add those names because that's the license that requires probably requires naming. Can be bundled, cannot be released, permissions, conditions, may not be sold, maybe bundled, redistributed, provided that each copyright contains the above. So that's if you bundle it and you cannot use the name of the copyright holder. So if you distribute this, you can distribute it on the license. I have to look into the fact that we're actually not actually distributing the entire font, but just it's distributing the baked font. I'm going to look into that later. I haven't actually distributed a font except for a bitmap version, which was okay. So I'm not sure how good it works when we have a signed distance field font, which is what I'm going to make now. From these fonts, all of these fonts, I'm going to create a TextMeshPro font asset, and I'm gonna have to do this one by one. It's not a nice process, but well, they at least made this function key for it. I'm actually not sure that that works right now. Nope. I've messed with a lot of function keys, so that's my problem. That might work for you especially if you're working with Windows. There will be a shortcut to create a font asset from the thing you selected. And now that's just it. I've made these font assets, an Aubrey font and a lot of overlock fonts. I'm going to go to overlock regular, this one, and I'm going to link the other fonts to it so that I only have to use overlock regular, and I can just say I want this one, but then in black italic, bold, or just italic. So I'll put italic in the italic medium regular, and then I'll put bold italic with bold italic. I'll put bold with bold. I'll put black italic with black italic, and black with black. And now here they are all linked, so that if I make a TextMeshPro thing with the overlock font, and I just use the regular one, they will all be linked, so that when I put a bit of bold text in there, it will automatically use the right bold font. So there's really not much more I need to do for that. What I can do here is set some extra options, but I won't do that right now. And also there's a material being created. You can see here there's an atlas being created. It hasn't been created yet because there's no use for this font. But if I look at the material, I can set some colors and thickness and dilation and underlay, lightning and glow. I can only do that once because it will actually create the atlas from the atlas material from this atlas for this specific font setting. I can reuse an atlas, but I cannot like use the material on multiple objects and then have the multiple objects have different variations. For that, I would have to create multiple materials. But we'll see about that right now. So portrait canvas actually is a weird name still. Portrait, this is status UI, but I'm just gonna call it UI for now. There's the event log here, and there is this font that I was using, Liberation Sans, and Liberation is the default font. What I'm actually doing as well is going into the project settings for TextMeshPro, the settings here. The default font I'm going to set to, I think, overlock, because that's the one I wanted to use for small texts and stuff, and I only want to use Aubrey if it's really a definitively big text. So for any log text, I use the overlog font, and that's just what it's gonna do now. So if you want to learn C#, you should start looking at a lot of tutorials. I can't of course really help you out from so far away. Indeed, use YouTube. The only thing I can tell you is just start coding and practice a lot. So, hey, that is funny. Those are in the wrong. I did not see that yet. I just noticed that these three are in the wrong layer because they don't collide here. Can I do something that triggers? What did I put in there? I put in there the fact that all of them would, well, I don't need to test this anymore actually. I'm just gonna immediately get to this issue that I just noticed. That is those drop targets being in the wrong layer. Indeed, they are in obstacles 1. They should be in obstacles 2. All right. Obstacles 2. I'm actually not sure about C# in itself. It's, I would say, learning to program. Code Academy is a very good one. I would definitely start there, and also Unity has some cool tutorials themselves, so I would start there. Let's see, what was I gonna do next? Next thing is in my list. Yeah, I added the font. I'm gonna add a bit more UI. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to make something that shows events as they happen. So this UI is here, and I've got the event log, but I want to make another text. I'll just copy this. Why not? And I put it up there. And when I put it up there, I want it to be aligned with the left and the right. So I'm gonna go from left to right, from 0 to 1. And I want it to be aligned with the top, so I'm going to go to 1, 1. That's the top alignment of Y, and this means the top of my thing, my rectangle will be in this position. So that's if I put 0 there. What is happening here? This is extremely strange. Whoa, okay, so I've got an offset here. I had not noticed that last time. Where is it again? TextMeshPro has an offset by itself. So this thing that's there. Okay, I'm just gonna create a new TextMeshPro object. Super strange this. Right, TextMeshPro. You see here that it already automatically has the new font that I wanted to use, but this one actually is gonna be the big one, so it's gonna use Aubrey, and I'm gonna make it large so that it will show this nice list of events happening here. Yeah, this actually changes along. So I'm gonna do the same from 0 to 1 in the X direction, and from 1, 1, 1 in the Y direction. And if I do 0 here, then the top should align. And what happens here now, I really can't say what the hell's going on here. Just have this extra settings thing that margins. I thought it was that, but maybe it has a Z. Yes, that's it. It's a weird Z position. So because this is 2D and it's a camera, if I move it in the Z direction, that's what happened actually. In the 2D view, it will actually move in that way. So that's what happened. That's what also happened there. It's not as special, not exactly at Z0. Right. So this is one of the not so handy stuff the things about using the camera aligned UI. If I put this to overlay, then the editing becomes, it's like these are now pixels instead of normal units. The editing becomes a lot easier because this 2D view actually helps you edit. So maybe use that to position stuff and then put it to camera in world view later, or just keep using this. That's also fine, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna center in the horizontal and vertical direction. Just have a look at my camera, just have a look at my helper there. I wanted to put it there so that whole bit is okay for, let's see how far down it goes. That whole bit until, let's say, this height is good for text. So if I put my message here, then that will be fine for now. I mean, as soon as I'll get like more art in there that will be like decoration, then I will definitely want to move this. But for now, this is fine. And I don't know how large it needs to be. I'll just make it, yeah, something nice and round. I don't know. Right, I'm gonna put it back to screen space camera because then I can see everything. Though, nah, I'll just put it on overlay for now. This thing will be able, I'm gonna be able to just turn it off in this view, so it doesn't bother me, because if I don't do that, otherwise I'll just, if I want to click on something over here, I'm just going to click on the UI and it's going to be annoying because I can't get to the objects below. But I can do like hide or just lock it so that I can't click it, and I will just click through. But as that's going to be annoying when I actually do want to edit the UI, I'm just going to not show it here, and then you see that it's all fine. All right, so here we got our new text. Well, what's new text going to be? That's going to be my event message or something. It's the last message that has been done. Welcome welcome to Hatchball. That's the thing it will show, but actually I'm not going to show it right away. I'm going to put that into the global thing. Event log has this event log script, right? Yes. So let's see if I want to keep it that way. Navigation. That's the event log. It says right. Yeah, I could keep it here. I could also put this onto a global object and refer to this log lines thing. And then I can also like make variables for the color and the size that I want the first lines to be, so that it gets more generic and reusable. Let's just do that. Why not? I'm going to remove this requirement. I'm going to make this a reference serialized field, so that I can set that from the MultiLine Log. I'm going to change that. MultiLine Log. So the MultiLine Log version will have a couple of variables there. So the usual size, maybe. No, I could just set that in the TextMeshPro thing itself. So I will have one float for the past lines size, and I will That was like 26, 28. And then I will have one color. I'll just make it a string. Past lines color. What did I make that for? So this, once again, for those of you who hadn't heard that, red is full, green is full, blue is full. So it's white, but then with only 4, so that's like 30% alpha. Right. I'm going to use them over here, again with the nice type of string here. Past lines color, and this will be past lines size. And now this thing is just a little bit more reusable. I just have to make it known where my MultiLine log is, which is actually the thing itself. And I'm going to show you a little thing in Unity now. So quick Unity tip. If you have something requiring a specific component, you can actually drag the icon of the component itself into one of those things. So if you need to do that from another object, and you, for instance, you have multiple of the same components and you want the specific component there, then you can open two inspectors and drag it from one to the other. Let's just say add tab inspector. I'll do it again. I'll just show you here. So I have two inspectors open, and say this was another object. Actually, I can show it here. For this one, I want it to be here, and I lock this one so that this won't change whenever I change my selection. This one will always be locked in here. And for instance, I would go to the event message, and from this inspector for event message, the one I selected now, I could drag whatever component I want to one of those things. So you see that I can just drag the component itself. It doesn't have to be like the object. I can do that as well. Then it will get the first one that matches the type here. But if you don't, you can use this method. If you have like multiple, for instance, sometimes you have multiple audio sources on an object, you can use that, or whatever type you have that has multiple. All right. So this event log will now still work the same as it did. That's not really interesting to show yet. What is interesting is that I'm going to add a event message. Let's say I'm adding a new script, message queue. And I'll add it in scripts. Whoa. Message queue goes to scripts. Should call editor. Draw editors. Something wrong in the editor. Well, I'm not going to be worried by that too much. There's also already a new Unity version, so I might just update soon. Message queue. So this one now has message queue, and what I'm going to do with message queue, I'm going to show this one. I will actually require the I'm going to require the TextMeshPro Pro UGUI object thing component on there, and then I'm going to get that one, TextMeshPro UGUI. That's the label. That's the label that's showing the message, and I'm going to get it. Awake. Label is get component label, TextMeshPro UV. So that's, I'm taking the component there, and then I'm going to add a message queue. Add makes sense. I'm gonna add a message to the queue that it will show as soon as the last message has been shown. This way I can add a lot of messages and they will just be shown in sequence. Yeah, message. And then you'll know what I'm gonna do. So what I do is I just make a queue of strings. That's in system.collections.generic. And the queue is called messages. Messages is, you have to initialize it there, otherwise it won't work. So now I'm just gonna say message.enqueue, messages.enqueue, enqueue message. So now this message gets added to the queue of strings, and now we want some timing there. So I'm gonna need to know how much time I want to show the message for, and let's say by default that's 3 seconds. And then I want to know how much time it will take to fade out after that, and I'm gonna say 1 second. So now I'm gonna need my update routine. This is graphical, so I'm just going to use update. It doesn't need to update more than once per frame. This is always the thing to think about when you choose between update and fixed update. Usually just use fixed update unless it's something graphical. So right now it's something graphical, so I'm using update so it doesn't update too many times, because it's really not necessary to run this code more than once per rendered frame. So let's go and show the message actually. So if messages.count is more than 0, then I'm going to show the message, which means label.text is going to be messages.dequeue. So I'm taking the last one out, the first one out of the queue, and I'm putting that on the text, and then I'm going to start one of those delayed actions of mine, and that will be to fade it out, and that's going to be one of those do tween things. Did I use those yet? I'm not sure. So I'm going to use that now. I'm going to make a tween from alpha, full alpha to 0. So that means label.do, and there we go, fade to end value 0, and the duration is the fade time. And I'm going to also change the ease to let's think, out quadratic, so that it will start fading slowly and then just go on linearly. This is a nice way of doing stuff with do tween. I'm not going to do a whole tutorial on that right now, but yeah, you could just tell something to fade or change. Yeah, I did this last time actually with the bumpers. Not last time, but the episode 4, I think, or something. I'll just go to this this value over this amount of time, and then actually can alter some properties of the resulting tween before it starts. So after this action, I need to tell it after how long, because this is the delayed action.start. It needs the delay itself. The delay is the show time. That's how long it will show for. And then I'm going to need some way of knowing if this action is going on. So this delayed action thing of mine is actually giving me a delayed action object. So I'm going to store that. Showing action. I'm going to store this one, showing action is going to store this delayed action, which means that as long as this is going, I have the I've got a showing, got a label showing, and then in this one I'm going to use the another one of those nice things that Tween has. After every one of those set message, like I could do, and then I set, and then I can concatenate another operation after that, like on complete, for instance. So this also gives back the tween that you altered again, so I can keep doing this kind of stuff after each other. And on complete, I'll add this action that says it puts showing action to null, and then I can simply say here if showing action is nothing, so it doesn't have a showing action, which I changed there, then I will actually show the next action. So let me just format this a little bit. It's more readable that way. Right, so looking at it right like this, let's see how Visual Studio wants to format it. That's fine. So you can see I started a delayed action doing this after showtime, so 3 seconds. After 3 seconds, it says to the label fade. Well, it doesn't say, but it may create something that fades it to 0, and then over 1 second with a quadratic out ease, and after completing it sets showing action to null, so that this will start again as soon as there's a new message. So we'll keep on clearing messages until it's empty, and then we'll just keep checking this every frame. This is not a very expensive thing to do, so I'll just keep it like this. If this would be expensive, I would set a boolean once I enter a new message, but it's going to be fine like this. All right. Yeah, seeing more and more viewers. That's nice. I got just a little bit more viewers every time. That's nice of you also to watch. So thank you very much for watching already. I'm not going to stop now. That's like a sentence you use when you end, but no, I'm really not quite done yet. Right. Let's look at this. What did I not do here yet? It fades out. So after fading out, it also needs to fade back in before showing the new message. So what does doFade actually does? It tweens TextMeshPro's alpha color to the given value. So alpha color means it's going to actually change the color of the label. So if I just reset that on complete here, then it should be fine, or actually not on complete, but when I show a new message. So right there is so I can actually set the color here, or just use the normal color of the text, which I can get from the label, normal color, and right here after I get the label I can say normal color. I'll get from the label. So I got a label, I store its color, I've got a message queue. Now I just need to use this add method, and actually, do I maybe want to make this a singleton as well? Do I? No, let's not do that. I'm going to do another thing here that I didn't do yet. I'm going to make a set of message queues. And then, oh, that one doesn't have default value. And message queues and undo right here. So now I'm gonna add some comment to say what part it is. So this is the part that adds to MultiLine Log, and now I'm going to add to MultiLine Log, and I'm going to add to message queues. So for each will it will not give an error if there's a null going in there. For each message queue in message queues, I'm going to add this line that I am writing. So I'm going to add one more thing, and that is a optional parameter here. Parameter. Never sure how to pronounce that. Does anyone know that? The optional parameter will be whether or not to show it in the message. So sometimes you have a message that you just want to put into a log. So I'm going to have show in log, and then another one, show message. So they will both have a default value, and actually maybe I'll just make that false as a default value. I'm gonna put that into both of these, both variations. Show in log and show message. So now I can use these and actually say if show in log. I'm going to do this bit, and then if show message, I'm going to do that bit. So now I have these options when calling event log.write. So where am I calling these? Well, I can just find references here, which means I can look up where did I write this stuff. Game started. I'll write that just to the event log. But there's one other one. Welcome to Hatchball. I'm going to include that in the messages. So once I start it up, it will show welcome to Hatchball for 3 seconds with a fade out of 1 second after it. Then the next thing, 3 balls left. I'm not going to show that in the main screen because, well, that's just the start. But for now, I can just show you that if I'm correct. Oh, I didn't put the references in here yet. Oopsie. Oop. Well, that's good. It did not run yet. Okay, so I've got these message queues, and there's still not this one in there. You just drop it on here, and it adds it to the list. That goes for anything. If you want to add it there, you don't have to increase this first and then add it there, but you can just drop it on the name of the array. So I've got this message queue. It's set to default values, and now it should show welcome to Hatchball on start in the top and in the bottom, and then yeah, there you go, welcome to Hatchball, 3 seconds, and then fading out. What I don't know yet now is if it will actually re-show the new thing with the color that I used. So I'll just add another little thing to the message queue. 3 balls left might be okay. Let's see if that's fade out. Yeah, and then 3 balls left comes in there nicely and fades out again. Nice. All right. Let's see if I can trigger anything else. Whatever I triggered right now should not. These two that I wrote before, like that one. If I get to. No, I didn't drop all of them. No. I'm gonna rescale some stuff. I might do that out of stream. Rollovers lit. There's one. I didn't actually see them because I'm showing my helper. Almost. Nope. Oh, I'm going to the left. Well, you can see here now, rollovers lit, that you see that the game started 3 balls left, and 3 balls left was shown in the top. Rollovers lit was actually triggered there, but it wasn't shown in the top. So what I want to do now is actually add that stuff. I'm going to not show the helper anymore. Yes, good. So rollovers lit. It's an event that for now I want to see in the message queue. Actually, I'm going to change this up. Show message first and show in log second. Why? Because then I can just use one optional parameter and the other one will just use its default value. And let's see, that's this one. I don't need both trues now, because usually I just want to change the whether or not it shows in as a message as well, and I don't want to use the much more optional one that shows the message but doesn't, like true false, that it doesn't show it in the log. And false false would be something that later I want to log to a file or something, to the log file. Yes, okay. So what I'm also going to do is that actually debug.log that line. So even if both I don't use the message or the log, I will just always write it to the debug log, which means that is the log that gets to show here in the console, but it also gets written to the log file when you have a build. Drop target group lit will also be shown as a message. True. Show message. True. Right. So then I've got my extra UI. And now I'm actually gonna make true what I said there in these messages, namely 3 balls left. It says 3 balls left, but I have only 1 ball. What? Game started? 3 balls left. That's strange. Game started. Oh, somehow I changed them. Show message false, show in log true. Game started. Show message false, show in log true. And it did show the message. That's super strange. That's why I didn't change those two. So I passed this show message to show in log here, there, and I passed that show in log to show message there. So that's where it got messed up. Right, so what I said there, 3 balls left, I'm going to actually make sure that there are actually 3 balls. So gonna start on ball spawning, which means I'm going to first commit this because I'm gonna start something new. I'm just gonna close that project because that's a very much different project. Yes, added a font. I added those fonts, and I added the message queue. Also, sometimes I do it wrong. Well, wrong. It's the way I want to write it. Adds fonts, adds message. This commit adds fonts, adds message queue. Right, pushing it and just continuing meanwhile. So over here there's an area. This area is the portion where new balls will come rolling from the forest, and they will wait here on these pins, and the pins should come down when a new ball has to be rolled onto this plunger. So let's first make those little obstacles there. They're gonna rotate down so that the ball falls, so the pivot should be here, and then something like that. Oh, hold on, I could just make that one 0, 0, so that it's exactly on the pivot, and then that bit will just be something that keeps the ball. All right, so these little bits, I think, yeah, that's fine. What will I name them? I will name, or maybe they actually, yeah, I'm thinking maybe they should pivot down from that side. Really doesn't matter a lot, but I think it's nicer if the ball starts rolling softly. So yes, I'm gonna change it up, have it pivot over here, and the shape would be like that. And it just flaps away like so. So good to know that we need 68 degrees of turning. Oops. Yes. And the second one as well, over here. Thing is, funny thing, it's a bit different from what I drew there, but I think it's going to be fine. Right, so these two, they will actually have the balls laying back there. There's a ball here now. So first thing I'm going to test is how the release mechanism will work. So the release mechanism will be the balls lying there. This thing will just rotate away. Let's make that a ball blocker or something. Ball starter. Yeah, ball starter. Let's call it that. That's not an official thing, but I like it like that because there's just no official thing as far as I know, official term for it. I'm gonna note for next time I actually want to make the ball roll the way it actually rolls, so that it will look like it's a 3D simulation. I'll note that for next time. Next time, roll ball like 3D. Right, I noted. Ball starter. What's the ball starter gonna do? it's going to be connected to this balls starting balls pocket. What is the starting balls pocket actually? I'll just call it a, where's that thing? There. It's still called obstacle, that's why I didn't see it. Ball starter 1 and ball starter 2. These don't have numbers because they're really not numbered in this system as well. They're part of the plunger lane. So I'm just gonna, let's see, I'm gonna make them spin away. So there's one ball starter, there's another ball starter. This will also have the ball starter bit there, and will reference the other ball starter. I will just you need 2. So let's see, I'm gonna reference the next ball starter, next starter, and then I want to know if this is the first one or do I not. I don't think I really need that. Well, for now I'll just see when I need it. Next starter, and then I need some timings. So I'm gonna need to know the release time, release speed, release angle. I said it was 68. I'm going to need the release time, so the time it takes to release the ball. It should go down very quickly. Oops, I forgot the assignment operator. And then the duration before it starts going back should be like quickly. I don't know how long it needs, but it probably doesn't need more than half a second to roll out. And then it goes back, and then I need to tell it how fast it will slide back. And that's going to be a little bit quicker than a little bit slower than the release, because it needs to like flap down so that the ball goes and then whoop, come back. Let's just do these timings. Then, yep. Release will start this progression. So it will rotate to the release angle over release time for release duration and then it slides back over slide back time. So first thing it does is rotate. So that means transform do, and I need my tweening library. Transform do rotate, and then I rotate over. I rotate toward the Z value of release angle. So release angle over how much time? Release time. And now for this, I'm going to use those on complete things. So after this one is completed, I'm going to start delayed action, and the delayed action is going to start after release time, and the action is that it will, hold on, what? Go back. Oh, incomplete. I need to actually come. Yes, that's better. It doesn't automatically, yes, indent that. Now it's good. So it rotates to release and go over release time. When that's complete, it will start a delayed action over after release time, doing another rotation. It rotates to vector 3.0 back to 0 over the slide back time. So this is uninterruptible because I'm not storing those tweens or delayed actions somewhere, but it's it will work fine. Then I want to know if it's rotating or not. Do I actually want to know that? And then the other thing is, when do I want the next ball? Because there's going to be, the thing is, it's going to be, this one gets released. I'll just spawn some balls later. I'm just going to slide them in now. So this is ball 1. The other one is just called ball. Okay. Ball 1, ball 2, ball 3. They'll just be lying there, and now I have to get the timing right so that this one gets dropped. While this one comes back, this one will come rolling. So I'll actually do that. Once this one starts rotating, I'll also tell the next starter to release. Only if it's there. So for the last one, this is the null progressing operator again, and Unity doesn't want that. I know it says here Unity objects should not use null propagation, but I still do it because this one will not be destroyed. That's why they don't want it. So now this one should drop this, then come back up while that one drops and comes back up. But it should come back up, even if there's not a ball here, it should come back up in time to stop that one. So we need to time that correctly. For now, I'm just gonna look at if this little bit works. I don't want to maximize actually. Well, I didn't trigger it yet. So that's nice. I can just turn maximize off as well. On global, on game start, the 3 balls left thing, well, anyway, here I'm going to say I want to first starter dot release, which I still need to make this first starter thing. So global gets a ball starter first starter, which I need to initialize, otherwise I get a warning. I have some of those warnings. Ooh. Release duration is not used. What? Next starter doesn't have a thingy. Release duration. Oh, wrongly done there. So it's release time, then release duration, then slide back time. All right, let's see. Now it will hopefully rotate this one, put that in, and then rotate the next one and have that one stay here. Let's see. It does not, because I didn't reference it out. Oh, from global. I must be tired. So ball starter 1 gets in there, and now I can actually run it. The second one is not referenced. Yeah, oh, hold on. For ball starter 1, the next starter is ball starter 2. And then I'm actually going to delay this a little bit in global. All this I'm going to delay a little bit because game starting will really take a little bit of performance. So I'm going to do all this only after start delay seconds. So serialize field, float, start delay, let's say 2 seconds from the start. Maybe just say welcome to Hatchball right away. It's a nice little thing. Alright, so we get welcome to Hatchball, and then after 2 seconds, clip, clip, clip. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. But now I also want to know if the timing's correct, because it seemed that one could go up a little bit sooner if I wouldn't have this ball here. It will always work, right? And that one. Hello, people. Let's see if it pushes that one further, but I think it's just going to be okay like this. But if it can go faster, I want it to go faster. Tack. No, oh damn, it will have to come up sooner. Let's see. Ball starter. Oh, I have to edit it in the editor. Release duration 0.3. Let's do that. Do that. Release duration 0.3. See if that's better. It's still, that's not about the duration. It does go well. It's just that that thing is a little bit too wide. Thank you for following. That's really nice. I need more followers. Let's see. Boundaries. There we go. And I'm going to see if I can make this a little more narrow so that it won't get stuck there. Something like that. It's going to be a little bit of a funnel there. So I don't want them to be stuck over there when they roll in, but this seems to be okay. Let's see if they get stuck now. And drop it. Come on, you can do it. Oh, that's not enough time now. Okay, so now it... yeah, so I actually made it harder for the thing to get past there. Oh yeah, otherwise it would just roll over already. Huh. So this is actually a nice thing. If you want to base this kind of stuff on physics, you have to really be aware that it all matters. Maybe like this. So it can start rolling, but it will... No, it still will get stuck there. Huh, interesting. Maybe that thing needs to be up right a little bit more. So that will push it back. It looks okay, but it doesn't. You see here that it's really stuck there. It doesn't seem like a nice thing. Maybe this thing just needs to be slippery. That's also a nice way to do it. Physics materials, the rubber thing, the stone thing, and now I'm gonna make the let's say soap, something that has 0 friction.
and 0 bounciness. And let's make these made out of soap. And then see if it does better. Yeah, now you see it slides back there properly. Nice. All right, cool. So now I can actually move this thing to where it needs to be, usually needs to be, when I'm not doing the like unlimited testing thing. That's over here, and that one is off. So this is just a blocking thing. The ball doesn't, of course, if you lose it here, it doesn't just go back onto the plunger. That would be no fun game. It usually should have a sensor under there. So let's get my last sensor. I don't know, whatever it is. There it is. And I will, oh, that has a lot of stuff with it. Let's delete that stuff. And delete the level transition thing. All right, I could have just made a new object. Well, might still be faster. New sensor, and it's called Y, I think, the drain. Let's see. Yes, it's called Y, and that's a drain. Darren, no, drain sensor Y, and that should just be on the bottom of this bit, like that. As soon as the ball enters that, it is definitely completely lost. And call it drain. And the drain needs to tell the global game logic that the ball is lost so that it can have a new ball roll in there. That's this thing again, shoot call editor, weird. Drain sensor Y. All right. On trigger, whoa, caps lock? No. On trigger, enter 2D. There is. What? Yeah. On trigger, enter 2D. Global dot ball lost. And it will tell the thing what ball it was. This thing is okay because the game is really the performance is not dependent on it, and it's just a one-time thing. You should never do that in an update, but I'm just doing it once. And then I also need to destroy the ball. Thinking about that actually just needs there's nothing else that I need to do than collision.gameObject.destroy. Not .destroy, but destroy collision game object. That's actually what I want to do. And then the ball itself will tell. I don't have ball open here. Do I actually have a ball script yet? Probably not. Or yeah, I do actually. I do have a ball script. I just didn't do anything with it yet, I think. You see, that's for very empty. So what the ball does is, the only thing it does is on destroy. On destroy. It says global.ball lost this. That's even quicker. Now I need a global.ball lost. Global isn't a. Oh, there we go again with the. Nope, with the. with a singleton, but this time I'm going to use a public singleton. Global game. I'm going to call it game because instances, I could call it instance, it's just the same, but voice awake. No. Yeah, I also do voice acting sometimes. Game is this. Alrighty. Actually gonna do sometimes do a stream, an extra stream. I won't do it in the normal hours, but an extra stream where I'm gonna just make music if I feel like it, like compose and create the music for a game. Let's be like super clear about that. It's always going to be game related when I stream here, game creation related even. So now I can have this static method called no, sorry, I don't need a static method. I can simply say ball lost, and ball lost will for now write to the event log ball lost, and then how many balls there are left. I just had that. X balls left, and X balls is ball count grad. Right, there we go. Ball count, balls left. I'm gonna just do that here again. Ball lost, and then it needs to know the ball count. It starts at 0. So balls tell the on enable. No, just on awake actually. Come on. It will tell global ball added. And I'm gonna keep a list of balls. That's also a nice one. I don't know if I'm gonna use it later. I'm just, instead of ball count, I'm gonna keep a list of ball objects. Balls in play. Balls in game, there's a difference. I'm definitely gonna use that later because of multi-ball. Balls in play is different than balls in game. So there's a number of balls in game. That's the balls that you have, and balls in play are the balls that actually got launched from the plunger. I know it's not done. From the plunger into the game. So no, even more accurate, the ones that are released from there. So I might want to actually already do that. Have the ball starter, the first ball starter. So now it needs to know if it's the first ball starter. Let's say, am I the first ball starter? Is first starter. So if it releases, then there's always a ball on it. And let's keep that as well. No, a ball. Resting ball. So I'll always, when there's a let's say on collision enter or exit, let's say enter, on collision enter. So as soon as a new ball collides there, I will say I'll keep I'll see if it's a ball. I mean, it can't be really much else. Collision get component, game object, get component ball. So if it has a ball component, then I will, don't need a line for that. Then I will say resting ball. Come on, resting ball is ball. So the last ball that touches this thing will always be saved into this resting ball thing, so that when it release gets called, it will know which ball is released. I can tell it to the global so that it knows that there's a new ball in play. So let's say I'm going to do that when the thing starts turning down, or it's completed turning down. When it completed turning down. Yes. Resting ball. Global dot releasing resting ball. So what global dot game, I'm gonna do that here. Global. So we've got a list of balls in game, a list of balls in play. They're not initialized yet. I need to do that. They're initialized now, so they start as an empty list. As soon as a ball is lost, balls in game dot count is the one I need for how many balls there are left. When a ball is added, I said ball added, and when a ball is lost, I said ball lost. So I need those two methods here. Ball lost, that ball is lost, which means I release it. I remove it from balls in game. That it should always be in there because it was put in there first, which means I need to put it in there. I'm copying this and adding ball. What was it? What did I say? Ball added. Ball spawned is more correct. Ball spawned. Ball spawned. So right now I've got ball spawned being called, and that means that's balls in game added. And then if this ball was in play, it actually, sorry, it can't be lost if it's not in play, so I can just copy this for balls in play. Okay, so why am I keeping these two lists? Later on, I'm going to have multi-ball. If I have multi-ball, I want to know when multi-ball ends. Multi-ball ends when there's only one ball left in play. It could also be that there's 0 balls left in play, but there could be more balls waiting in game, like in this pocket here. But if there's just one more ball left in game, then multi-ball is over. So we really need to know that. So when a ball is released, what did I say that I releasing? Okay, global.game.releasing. So global.game I have to call releasing right now. I'm gonna keep the same naming convention here. Ball spawned, ball lost, ball released. So I'm gonna change that. Balls in play will get that ball added. So ball starter will not say ball releasing, but will say ball released. So that's a lot of things. I want to know what's happening. So I'm going to do some logging. I said ball lost, that's nice. Ball spawned will add balls, that's fine. If it's like a special thing, I'm going to add it later to the log, but right now it's going to be called a few times when I've put balls in here. So we'll put that counter to 4 before this thing runs how many balls are left. So this will automatically say 4 balls left now, if I'm correct. And then released Well, I will just say event log write ball. Yeah, let's just say the name of that ball, ball.gameObject.name. Now in play. I don't want to see that in the messages. Ball lost, I do want to see how many balls are left. Yeah, I guess. All right. Let's see if I forgot something. Maybe a default value somewhere. Yes. Oh, for those new watching here, oh, it's actually the other way around. I forgot something here. So that's why I add this kind of thing first before adding the logic, because then this type of warning tells me, oh, I hadn't used it. So now I know that my logic is flawed so far. At least I forgot one little thing. This thing only needs to be called for the first starter. Is first starter. So if you're programming, always add your variable before adding the logic, or add the variable at the same time that you're adding, but don't do this bit first while thinking about that, but just as soon as you think about it, just add it. So right now I have to set that for this one. Let's see if there's any other warnings. No more warnings. Nice. The first one is the first starter, and we're good to go, I think. Thank you for following. Nice. Ball 1 now in play, it says here. That's nice. This thing did not go right though. It says, oh, it's actually subscribing. Thank you for subscribing. This one says 0 balls left. So something went wrong over there. Why? There's this null reference. Add ball spawned this. Global.game.ball spawned. It's actually in awake. I'll put this in start. Start is always called after awake, so I always know that I can mess up. I will actually do that. Do one little thing. It's a little Unity tip. My last one for today, because I'm really gonna stop soon. Is the setting. Where is it? Come on. The script execution order. So there's one thing here. Oh wow, there's a lot of things happening here. All these things are happening before all other scripts. So what's going on here? There's a lot of things, but there's one extra thing I want to do. I want to put the global execution before default time. So it automatically sets these values for me by dragging it around. I can also set them manually. I want global to be executed before any other of my scripts. So now it would already work when I put it in. Whoa, that will automatically go to -1. Well, okay, fine. Global will always be executed first. That's always a nice thing to do, because now I always know that whatever I put in awake in this script, in the global script, this will always be done firstly. So now I could actually keep that awake and it will still work, because now ball was actually run before global, because I think it might have been done alphabetically or in the order that they're in the scene. No, alphabetically maybe. I don't know. In any order, you just don't know. But now I do know. I've put global before default time, and this is executed in default time. So if I'm correct, now I would definitely not get these no reference exceptions, and also get 4 balls left there. Here we go. Thank you. See you again. Welcome to Hatchball. 4 balls left. Ball 1 now in play. There you see. And if I lose this ball, which should happen when it Oh, that one is a bit too hard. Ball lost, 3 balls left. And then I would trigger the new one. Let's just do that little bit and then I'll stop. I'm really gonna need to stop soon, like that. Maybe even put that one a little bit more over here, so that I will never. So we'll always block that, and it will always fall in there. I want to just, after losing a ball, make sure that the new ball is released. Ball lost, ball lost, and then if balls in game count is 0, I'm gonna write the classic 9 letters game space over, and else there's gonna be a new ball released in global already, so I will just say first starter dot release. Now I can keep playing for 4 balls, and then there will be game over. Now I've got a complete game. Well, no scoring, but still. It has a start and a finish, and basically the first game loop is really complete now. Maximizing just to play now. So 4 balls left. Ball 1 is now in play. 4 balls left. That's gonna need a little bit of more body, but it doesn't really matter. All right, so launching it, playing a bit. Oh man, oh rah rah, and then the ball is lost. There we go. Ah, ball lost. Oh, maybe I should have a little bit of waiting time before it puts the new ball in there. Launching a new ball. Let's see. Oh, that wasn't even my intention. All right, new ball is launched. Is put in play. Ball 3 is now in play. It does say that. Nice. Let's see if I can do something. Yeah, nice. I need sound effects. Oh, that's still. Oh, I'm gonna tweak those. Maybe I'll do that with the design session. Oh yeah, this it won't get out there. All right. I'll help it a little bit. By the way, you should usually be able to do shift space to maximize. Actually can do this while running, weirdly enough. Whoop. Okay, let's just lose this ball. Ah, there's a tween error. So this is something I need to look into. There's a lot of debugging there. There an object of type ball has been destroyed, but I'm still trying to access it. So it was referring to that ball because, well, I can actually look at the footage now because I recorded this. That's one of the other nice things about streaming. Somehow the new ball didn't get past there. I'm gonna look at that. But yeah, for now I'm just gonna stop because it's late here and I need to work tomorrow. Yeah, busy day, busy week ahead. So I'm just gonna say I changed my schedule because I noticed that a lot of people didn't like, well, I actually just didn't come on Fridays. So while I commit this stuff, I'll say that on starting this week, actually just starting now, I'm gonna do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, and maybe sometimes I'll do a Friday, but that's just an extra, just like I did one Saturday so far. Let's see, ball global. What did I actually add here? Ball spawning logic, right? And drain and losing. Yes. Ball adds ball spawning and losing logic. All right. With that, I'm at the end of this stream, and while actually pushing again because I got that weird connection error, I'm not going to show it again because it happened one time before. Yeah, so basically did a lot, did most of what I wanted to do. Actually, I had planned to maybe start on the kickers, but I think I did a bit more ball spawning logic than I actually had in mind already. So I got a lot of things that I showed you guys. Guys, please drop a like, subscribe, follow, whichever applicable to the platform you're watching on. And well, of course, if you're really interested in all this and want to support us, we're a small indie studio. We can really use the support of getting some patrons. There's a link to Patreon in the description, and we'll add it to the video after it has streamed as well. That would be so awesome. You get access to a lot of things as like a Discord that we are all on. Our whole team is on, not just me. We added a lot of different cool stuff there. You could like get a role in our games, like as a character, like get your character, like a character representation of yourself in our game, or add suggestions. At the very least, get voting rights on some choices we make for games that we just want input from the community about. A lot of things like that. Just check our Patreon page if you're interested in maybe doing that. This game itself will be free, so don't save up your money to buy it and play it once you wanna play it, because it's gonna be a free-to-play game with a very well, we're gonna build it so you're gonna see how honest it is. It's gonna be, as far as we know, an honest system that will just have you play all the like the basic pinball for free always, as much as possible. Like no delay timer on that or something. Just if you want to have like more tables, you'd have to save up in game, or like tables, let's just call it levels. You'd have to save up in game for that or pay. It seems like a reasonable thing to us. And of course, you can also pay for like extra food for your creatures, stuff like that, which you can also just get by playing the pinball. So it's going to be one of those trade-off situations. Either spend time on it or spend a little bit of money and support us as well. So that's going to be free. So that's why I just now said it in the context of Patreon. But yeah, check it out if you want. That's it for now. I will be back on Tuesday. And for now, I'm going to end with a different track than I did last time. This is a weird one. I created this track 3 years ago for a global game jam. During a global game jam, it was a game that had a weird kind of sense of time, with something like happening behind. Some like there was always this weird feeling of something feeling off. So if you listen to this, you probably hear that as well in the rhythm. It feels like you can't really hum or count along with it. It's called We're Still Here, and I'll leave you with that. It's 4.5 minutes. Enjoy that, and I hope to see you all next Tuesday, same time. Bye bye.